Here is Anthony Bourdain, who died at 61 due to suicide. He spoke passionately against vegans and vegetarians, and he was someone who was a chef, a celebrity chef, that is. And what Paul Watson says here, veterans are committing suicide practically every day, yet here is all this mourning for a cruel man who viciously supported the killing of animals and hated vegans with a passion. Celebrity status does not automatically deserve dispensation. So, I kind of agree here that people are mourning this person, and yeah, it's tragic that this guy dies, just like it's tragic that everybody dies, and I don't want to see anyone dead, but this person unfortunately was supporting the death and murder of innocent beings, and he even praised himself for doing so. He even praised himself for being against vegans. And there are people that are going, like for example, a lot of vegans that are going and mourning for this guy. First of all, I don't really know him. He's supposedly some celebrity chef. I don't know him because I haven't watched TV in like the longest time. The last time was, I don't know when. And it's definitely not good because there's a lot of programming on there. A lot of brainwashing, a lot of fear put onto people that watch TV. Now of course I had a TV, but I wasn't using it for watching, cable television. And so I don't really know who this gentleman is because I don't really follow mass media news because all run by a few elites at the top of the top, the Illuminati, basically, shadow government. And this gentleman here, just like all the other celebrities out there, or majority, I should say the majority of celebrities, and even the ones that are vegan, who knows if they're truly vegan? Because a lot of them support welfare organizations that treat animals better. No, we don't want to treat them better. We want them to be free. We want them to be free. We want everybody to be vegan. And so we want all the animals to be free. But, of course, in this crazy society that we live in, it's not possible. But we do our best to plant seeds of love in, and hopefully people will awaken. So, why are people mourning for this guy? What is going on? What is going on, people? Stop mourning and stop praising this guy like he's a god or something. He's not. He tortured and killed animals. End of story. That's what he did. He tortured and killed animals. Just like hunters torture and kill animals. Now I'm not saying that these people are bad people. They may be wonderful and caring people towards humans, for example. But definitely not towards non-human animals. And their actions are what I detest. Their actions. So I do say sorry for Anthony that he passed away, he took his life. And sorry to all the other millions and millions of people that are gone and that are dead, or that will take their life, or that will die from a disease or whatever. But that is karma. That's what happens when we indirectly or directly pay people to kill animals, to steal from animals, to use animals to torture them. Fortunately, that's what happens. And though I don't like any of these things to happen, this is what happens in life. You know, that's just how it is. If we want to live, of course, we might die too from unfortunate circumstances or whatever have you. But we try to cause the least harm. We're vegan and we try to cause the least harm. And therefore, when we pass, usually it's from natural causes. This is not from natural causes. This is from karma, from killing animals. You know, the animals take their lives a lot of times. We put them in, the stinking sheds of horror. They go to the slaughterhouses. And all that fear and the vibrations of fear and loneliness and depression and sickness and disease and so forth that the animals feel are in us. We take in all their fear, all their emotions are in their flesh, are in their secretions. When we consume those secretions and their flesh, when we consume that, we're consuming all their emotions that they had when they were imprisoned and they go to the slaughterhouse. They have all these emotions, like I mentioned, the depression, the loneliness, the sadness, the disease, the illness, the mental anguish, all these things that they have is transferred onto us. It just doesn't fly away thin air. It's transferred towards us. A good analogy you can find actually in my book, The Lost Love, on this. And because of this, because of eating, animals and eating their secretions, eggs, dairy, honey, etc., we experience the same things on the inner level, on the inner dimension. We experience, loneliness and depression and, all kinds of illness and things like that. Now, some of it may show on the outside, but it's still an inner illness because we put it into our bodies. And sometimes it shows on the outside as acne or as some kind of scars or as some kind of sickness or what have you. And unfortunately, that's just how it works. That's just how the world works. We consume violence and we become all those emotions, all those violence and the fear and the loneliness and depression. We become whatever we eat, we become. What we eat, we become. What we put on our bodies, apply topically on our skins, we become. That's how it is. That's how the natural laws work. That's how the natural laws work. And natural laws come from the universe, come from nature. And if you think that eating animals has nothing to do with it, you're very delusional, my friend. Very delusional. Because it has a lot to do with it. Almost everything to do with it. Eating animals and eating animal products has everything to do with what our lives are based on. We live in a herding culture. We live in a herding culture. Again, I'm sorry for all the people, including Anthony Bourdain, who passed away. Such a young age, 61. We should be living, if we're eating healthy, and I mean really healthy, eating purely raw and fresh raw fruit and vegetables, we should live no less than 95, 100 years, if that, unless we, of course, started late in life. But if we started young enough in life, we can indeed reverse everything. Of course, we don't live in a perfect world, and, we do, not live according to our word or according to our heart's yearning of, compassion. And we do on occasion sometimes may, consume processed and this and that. But we're living with love. We're living trying to cause the least harm. I want to end this video right here and say thank you so much for joining me and for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Do that, please. And there's a little bell icon beside there. Click that bell if you want notifications. And don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and share it around with all your friends and family, because I know you love this video and you're going to like my other 500 plus videos on my YouTube channel. Once again, I'm Michael Landfield, and thank you for joining me